YouTube, what is up, man? It's your boy Jaquan. Y'all already know, bro. Today, so this week I did not get out a vlog to y'all. And since I didn't get a vlog out to y'all, I still wanted to take time to, be really personable towards the camera and just let y'all in a little bit more about me, you know? I'm gonna try my best to not have to take like long pauses and not like edit this video, like overly edit this video at all. Hopefully, I'm not gonna have to edit it in general. So I really just want to talk to y'all, get into like my journey, right? Like not my fitness journey, and why I started, why I continue to do it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's really about it, man. Like some not all, but some of the trials and tribulations that I faced throughout my time in the 12 years that I've been doing this. You feel me? So without further ado, let's get into it. So I went to this a little bit more, or I went to like I did a little bit of it on like the one of my other videos of the step by step fitness guide over how to like lose weight in over 180 days. I forget like the exact title of the video, but it's my most popular video on the channel. So I talked about a little bit in the beginning of that, but I want to go a little bit further in depth into like my actual journey, right? So to start, right, I've always been a quiet kid. I've never been a person that openly sunk attention, you know what I'm saying? And well, I discovered like working out towards when I was like 13, 14 years old because the real reason why I started working out was because people both at school and my parents, my one mom said it a couple times too. So I used to get called fat, used to get called fat. I didn't like the number I saw on the scale. I didn't, and I was like 160 pounds and like I was like 5'8", which in all actuality is not like nothing crazy, but when you're constantly getting picked, when constantly getting called fat at school, you know what I'm saying? If your mama said it a couple times, it's like she didn't directly call me fat. I'm not about to apple mama like that, but she would say like you probably need to want to start working out. You know what I'm saying? So like having that like those thoughts go through your head, bro, like having that shit like constantly being at the forefront of your mind, it really fucks with your confidence. And so when I was in school, right, I had a school I went to from sixth grade to the ninth grade. I was transferred to a different school in the 10th grade, and I told myself going into my 10th grade year, I was like, nobody will ever call me fat again. So at the start of that year, which was 2014, at the start of that year, I told myself, I was like, bro, between now and this summer, I will do everything in my power to make sure that I'm not fat. Nobody ever's gonna call me fat again going into that new school. That's what I did, bro. My parents had like this old they bought a weight rack. You know what I'm saying? Not like a whole entire platform, but where you could squat and you could bench stuff like that. And then we got some old rusty fucking weights from my cousin, some 45s, some 35s. My dad bought a couple 25s. He bought a curl bar, or I bought the curl bar, and then he had a pair of 15-pound dumbbells. And I went to town that entire summer working out 5 days a week, bro. Working out, like I'm talking about running, elliptical, running hills, and doing weights, bro. And the way I was just self learning, bro. Like nobody really gave me the rules, tricks to the trade, and came to working out for the first like really shit the first like 4 or 5 years of my time working out. It wasn't until I got to I'm in the military for those that don't know or haven't found out by now from watching my content. Until I got to my first duty location in Germany, where I really like somebody actually was there to teach me what to do and how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So for the first like 4 or 5 years, bro, I'm just going based off of YouTube videos and what does and what doesn't work with my body. But I did that because I wanted to start building my confidence, and I wanted to, it became more so like an escape. Like I needed to work out, you know what I'm saying? But I would be inconsistent with it at times because like from school, like schoolers in general, because I had like AP and honors classes, the school shit would have me where I was like, I don't have time to work out. And I would be up and down, where I would be sporadic. After I lost the weight, the little bit of baby weight I had, I would be sporadic when it came to working out. I would be sporadic and I would go like 2, 3 months. I wouldn't work out. Then I would go back really hard for like another 6, and then I fall off for another 6. And I did it for the first like 4 or 5 ish years. You know what I'm saying? Um. So then after that, I joined the military, and then I got to Germany, right? And that's where I met my first like real set of friends, bro. Mind you, I'm like 18. I'm like 18 at the time when I met these people. So I'm still like, I don't have the most self confidence. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel the greatest about my body. Even though I'm like consistently working out, I'm still not, like, I still have body dysmorphia. I still don't necessarily like what I see in the mirror. All of these things are still playing through my head because I'm 18, 19-year-old kids. You know what I'm saying? And so they would, when I got with them, right, that was and I mean this when I say this, That is those are the hardest, some of the hardest fucking workouts I've ever done when it came to being with them, bro. And I will cuss them out, bro, up and down to the moon through the entire session every day. I'll be so sore, dog, and I'll be like, bro, why do I keep going back? Why do I keep going in here? The reason I did is because I told myself, man, I signed a contract. I don't want to quit and be the one that's not doing it. Even though I'm the youngest, even though I'm the youngest and I'm the weakest one, I don't want to be the one to quit. I don't want to be the one to, because I felt like the more they was pouring in me, the more I didn't want to like let that be wasted effort. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want the reason why them continuing to push me up beyond what limits that I thought I had. I didn't want that to be wasted. You feel me? So I kept going in day after day after day after day because I wanted to start being good at this shit. And we would have so many conversations, bro, so many deep conversations. I tell them about some of the self doubt or issues I was having, and they would pour back in me to let me know, like, hey, man, like I get it, I understand, but you starting early. Like it's all gonna click one day. It's all gonna be better one day. Where it's not gonna always be this way. And they would give me rules to the game when it came to working out, but also not just working out, bro, but like the mindset and also life, dog. All those times I'm talking about, this is day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? That we're having these conversations, bro. We be in the gym grinding for like 3-4 hours, dog. And I was going twice a day at the time too. So that was like, like looking back on it, it was like looking like hindsight being 22. Like when you're going through it, like I'm sore all the time, yeah. But like going through those some of the best times, bro. Like those are some of the best conversations. And even then, it still didn't necessarily click at that time. But it's just all information is just cycling, and I'm going through it. Then I got to another dude station. I got to Korea, and that's where I'll say like I was around like 21 at this time, right? That's when the real like it's just specifically with the gym. That was when the mentality flipped. And I had this boy, man. My boy used to work out with because I always work out with people that are stronger than me. Me training people is different. I've never really trained anybody that's stronger than me. But when it comes to me, like wanting to ask for help and guidance, you got to be stronger than me. You got to go harder than me. You know what I'm saying? And so one of my homeboys, we met through a mutual friend or whatever, and we started training together. And he developed where that like that animal, that beast mentality I talk about. That's where that was like really, really born at, because that's when I really said like basically fuck my excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still there was the workout hours were just as hard as what they were in Germany, but it wasn't as it wasn't as more as a coddled feeling, you know what I'm saying, as what it was in Germany. You feel me? It was a lot more so like, hey man, fuck your excuses. I don't give a damn about those. I don't care if you're sore. I'm sore too. Get up and let's work and let's do it. And I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. I needed that tough love to finally be like, all right, bro, like it's like it's time to work. You've been working for a while. It's time to work, and it's time to really start grinding and changing, bro. And that's where that mentality developed, or to be like, it doesn't matter what my excuse is. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I need to be doing this regardless. And that took me after again, because I remember I said a little bit ago, I was taking sometimes 3-4 months break off from the gym. You feel me? And in Korea, I believe, because that's where I was in Korea. It took me about I took like a 4 or 5 month break when I was in Korea. And then when I finally came to the point, I really started working out with him, and I was like, all right, bro, this is like something gotta change, something gotta give. That was the last time I took like a significant break off ever. And that was like Jesus, like 6 years ago. Um, or I'm sorry, like 5 years ago. And so, like, yeah, man, like really like locking in and like keeping the mentality of it doesn't matter what my excuses are, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I'm gonna do this shit anyway. I always had like some type of discipline when it came to like school and different stuff at work, but like just that hardcore, like day in, day out grind. That is where that manifested. That is where it finally clicked, and it was like, all right, bro, fuck the excuses, fuck everything. We gonna do this every single day. We gonna work. And after that, now again, I would move bases again, and I came to Florida where I am now. Um, and so that's where that because that's where that was the last time I had like a workout partner that would like really push me, and I wasn't just like pushing myself all the time or pushing other people. And so I took that what I learned from both Korea and from my boy in Korea and my boys in Germany, and I combined it to just kind of like where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Of like it doesn't matter what the excuses are. Work hard, grind hard, train hard. Every day is not going to be a day where you're going to have everything. You're not going to have it all every single day. But can you go in there and work when you don't feel like? Can you go in there and work when it's not ideal, when circumstances aren't ideal? And then I started to train like that when I got to Florida, and it became a thing where it was like that's when a real shift in like leadership started to happen, because that's when people started looking at me, because people call me crazy for waking up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym. But that's when I really got consistent, like day in day out, started doing it, right. And then you start to see people like kind of gravitate, you feel me, because when you do something that don't really nobody else fucking do, and you do it consistently over and over again, people are gonna start to fucking gravitate towards you, you know what I'm saying. And so I saw people start to gravitate towards me when it came to people wanting to train with me. People wanted to get in there and bang out the weights and bang out cardio with me. And that gave me even more fuel to be like, okay, now at this point, I have no excuse whatsoever, because these people are relying on me to make sure I'm showing up and I'm still doing what the fuck I need to be doing every day. And so that like further fuel the drive and further fuel the purpose to be like, okay, now people are relying on me. Like I have no excuse to give whatsoever. Even on the days that I don't want to. When I'm talking to them, when I'm holding them accountable and saying they're not what they're supposed to be doing, I have to hold myself to the same standard, to the same accountability. Even if they're not there with me, I gotta give, and I still gotta work. Because you can't preach this shit to somebody else if you're not doing it yourself. That is one thing that I cannot stand. That somebody's gonna tell somebody else to do something that they wouldn't do themselves. I don't know what you are, but you're not a leader for sure. Like that's not leadership, dog. It's doing it even when you don't feel like it, and doing the same shit that you preach to somebody else that you're supposed to be mentor, and you're somebody that's supposed to look up to you. You gotta be doing the same things, not better. You gotta hold yourself more to accountable, more to that standard that you hold anybody else. Though you showed yourself higher, your expectations in general, regardless of who you are, the expectations should be higher. Your expectations for yourself should outweigh anything anybody else can ever possibly fucking have for you. And that's just the reality of the situation, man. So then that started to manifest and that started to grow, and then we ended up moving bases again, man. Still in Florida, I ended up moving bases again, and it came to like same thing, really the same thing, bro. It came to the point where I was going day in, day out, 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. You know what I'm saying? And people would start to gravitate towards that because they see you doing it over and over and over again, and it just further gave me more fuel to be like, okay, I really have people that are relying on me. I can't let them down, nor do I want to let myself down. So you keep doing it over and over and over and over again, regardless of how you feel. You build the discipline, you build the structure, you build a routine to do it over and over and over again. You understand the why, and your why can change, right? Like I said in another video in my content, man, like your why doesn't necessarily have to stay the same the whole time. For me, my why started with just not want to be fat no more. Then it transitioned into a self confidence thing. I wanted to have more self confidence. You feel me? I wanted to be stronger. I wanted to be as strong as what my partners have been working out for forever. I wanted to be as strong as them. And that transition after that to I wanted to be disciplined and continue to have this structure, right. And then it transitioned into, okay, now I have to just want to have this structure. Then it turned into, okay, I got people that's looking up to me now, people that are looking for make sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing. And so the why can change. It's gonna mold and morph throughout the years of your life. But as long as you continue to have that why and have that purpose and have that drive, that's what really matters. You know what I'm saying? Because that why is what gets you out of bed in the morning. That why is why you have those late nights and those early mornings. So you got to understand your why. You got to always keep one. You should never not have a why or a purpose through the entirety that you're on this world. And so yeah, it morphed to when I got here, and it's like I started this journey of this content, man, and coaching, and now it's to the point where, yeah, my why is y'all. My why is y'all, is getting up every day and making sure I'm holding myself accountable to make sure that I'm putting out the best possible shit I can for y'all, and to make sure that I'm helping as many people as I can through both my content and through my coaching. You know, um, so again, it can change, it can grow. You feel me? And it's gonna go in different avenues, bro. But as long as that why continues, that's really what matters. And that's really why I wanted to get on here and tell y'all. I hope I didn't take too much of y'all time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long this video is, so I really am gonna try not to cut anything out. Regardless, so apologies for like the filler words and all that shit, but it's just how I regularly talk. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I just want to get on here since I didn't get a vlog out to y'all this week. I wanted to come on here and just share a little bit more and go a little bit more in depth about my journey and what it took for me to get here in the past 12 years of it. If y'all like shit like this and more than the vlogs, then like leave a comment down below, and I'll start putting out more stuff like this instead of like just my vlogs. You feel me? Just give it a more deep dive into my life and the shit that's happened in it. Um, But if you like content like this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to see more of his content more frequently, then follow me at Jaquan Fitness underscore on both Instagram and TikTok. Post on Instagram every single day, multiple times a day, bro. So if you want more of me or more of my thoughts, more of what I just like to talk about, and if you want more tips, tricks, all the which way. Just follow those platforms below, and I post every single day, so you will get more of it more frequently. You feel me? But I love y'all, man. Stay blessed. Again, happy holidays from me to you and your family, from my family to yours. Y'all just continue to stay disciplined, stay consistent, understand your why, and it'll fucking happen for you, family.